live in the dungeon. This is the Dream Warrior Review. I'm Kurt Thomas.
I'm Mick Strawn.
What if a child from another world crash landed on Earth, but instead becoming a hero of mankind?
Okay, that's not a good... Here, I have a better description.
What if Superman was an asshole?
Exactly.
And not that...
Right.
Really bad. A really bad asshole.
Really bad asshole.
Not that piddly-ass Superman guy from Superman 3.
Really, no.
You know where he fought himself?
Yeah,
and he was pulling pranks on the humans. Like, I'm going to pull pranks on him.
I'm a dickhead.
I'm going to blow out the candles on the birthday cake. You know, little things like that.
Right.
I mean, a real badass.
Yeah.
What if Superman was like...
Right.
Killing...
Yeah. Dickhead.
That's a better
Professional
description, right?
dickhead.
Yeah.
And I'm mad because I was on vacation when this came out, and I was like, telling my wife, I was looking forward to Brightburn. I'm missing it right now.
Right.
And she's like,
Yeah,
we're on vacation. Shut the fuck up. So when we got back, she's like, you should go see Brightburn. And I said, okay. And before she could say anything else, dust was flying behind my car.
Okay, I have a really, really important question about this movie.
What's that?
Basically, this is bad Superman.
Bad Superman.
Bad Superboy.
They should have just called it Bad Superboy.
Bad Superboy. It's Bad Superboy. But what I wondered is, and excuse me if this is a spoiler, but he wears a knitted thing over his face.
Yeah. Well, they showed that in the trailers, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They did, but they never explained where that came from. It's a knitted.
I think he was trying to hide his identity.
No,
there's a little charm in it though, because it looked like something a 12-year-old made. So.
It looked something like something that your grandma knitted you, and it just went crazy, right? Yeah,
I don't know. I really didn't think about that very much.
Yeah,
really.
you didn't.
No, I kind of liked the look. A couple of times I liked the look, like that picture right there, where the
I thought that
the closet. There was a thing in the closet that was pretty good.
There were some things that I thought were so badly done,
right?
And there were some things that really well done.
Yeah,
you know, there were a couple of really amazing gags, and then there were some gags that were so poor that it made you wonder.
Well, there was some CGI that I really didn't like. Like there was a scene where he was laying down and his face was doing something. The guy. Yeah, and it just wasn't.
It didn't. Well, how about the ship?
Right.
I mean, the ship.
Yeah, but we're getting away from the point of this.
The point?
Yeah, the story sucked.
Yeah,
it was predictable. Yeah, but I thought this movie was awesome.
You thought it was?
I really liked this movie.
Oh, I'm gonna.
I thought it was getting really tired of super movies.
Yeah,
but this wasn't a superhero movie.
It wasn't a.
This was a horror movie.
Was super. Oh yeah.
This was just a horror movie. A gore fest. Basically, is all it was.
I'm gonna say this: the entire restaurant sequence. There was a sequence in a restaurant.
Right. Yep.
That sequence was amazing. Yeah. It was very practical feeling.
Yes.
It was very
the whole thing was great.
The whole thing was just
with the door and everything. Yeah.
The whole thing was amazing.
So I liked any time that something happened to somebody, I was all in. And it even made me uncomfortable a couple times, which was great because I love gore. I'm a gore guy. Yeah. But this was over the top gore.
You have to admit, there was a certain thing that was dropped, and there was a certain somebody that was in the thing that was dropped, and the makeup effects on that guy's thing was freaking amazing. It absolutely
might be too descriptive.
Yeah.
But
Pardon.
I'll mess with it.
Yeah. You do that.
I'll sweeten it up a little bit. Well, there was the sheriff on the porch. I mean.
Yes.
I wet myself.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I was crying. I was like, that was beautiful. It was like I was at a wedding. I was the only one in the movie that was like, that was great.
And something that horror films don't do is, usually as well, is the ending really was pretty cool. You gotta admit. I mean, it was like, yeah.
You
know what? And here's the thing: we're living in that world.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I guess what I liked about this is that I didn't really care about the dialogue, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the tension was always there. It was. They kept it, somehow it was held up the whole way through.
Yeah, I loved the mother's part in this, and the casting of the parents was amazing. The kid
and the mother acted like a mother.
Yeah. She against her own best interests, I might add. Yeah. In very many cases.
I like how dark it was, and I think Chad and his phlebotomizer would be really proud of this one.
Yes. Exactly. The phlebotomizer. Mm-hmm.
What'd you think of the scene? Well, it's in the trailer, so I can say it.
Right.
Of the mother hiding under the counter with the going through the house. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. And
it was in the scene. It was in the trailer. You see the guy go through the house.
You know what? I'm wondering if how much of a combination of practical and optical effects that was, because it had that feel to it. It had a very visceral feel that I was thinking that
there was a point where I was a little nervous about her running. I was like, is she going to get hit by something?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
that's right. That's true.
Like she looked like she could have been in danger for a second, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, but being the neighborhood girl, that would have sucked. She was good. Here's a case of a couple of people that were taken from TV. The parents were both taken from TV, and they did a great job. I think that the stigma. I don't think that
they were taken from TV. Yeah, I didn't really think about that.
I don't think that there's as much of a stigma on being taken out of TV.
Where's the guy from?
Like it used to be.
The dad. I recognized him, but I couldn't place.
The guy was from Heroes, I think, wasn't he?
Oh, he's also. I've seen him in I want to say one of those crime shows.
Yeah,
I can't think of which one. Hey, did you know that the guy that directed this, David Yorovesky, whatever, was involved with Guardians of the Galaxy? And guess who's in that?
Who's in that?
That Batista guy that keeps showing up everywhere.
That's right.
Anyway, Batista, that's just a side note.
Batista is somebody that we have. I kind of. I think that there's things that he's going to do that are going to be done well.
So I wanted to point that out because when I first saw this Batista guy, I was like, I don't know if I can hang with this. And then I actually kind of he seems to deliver lines really well.
Right, he does.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm interested.
Yeah.
So that's just a little side note for...
Him with the ride-sharing thing looks hilarious. I mean, it really does look hilarious. And I can't think of the name of the guy that's with him, but the two of them together have kind of a pretty good chemistry.
Right, and him and that girl in that, I don't know what trailer we saw.
Yeah, tonight. I'm not as sold on that, but the other one is good. And boy, aren't we in a rabbit hole right now.
I had to take us there. It was fun.
Yeah, you did. Brightburn, you love
that. Was a teaser because I know we're going to see some Batista movies in the future.
That's true.
So
we are.
I'm just putting it out there.
So you really, really, really like this.
Well, I left the theater going, I really enjoyed that. And I was walking in going, I don't know about this one. It's kind of like, eh. But it had everything I wanted because it wasn't just an average superhero movie. It was a superhero movie that turned into a straight up slasher movie, basically.
Right.
And I like that aspect. And it was shot really well. It was nice and dark. It was grim. There was blood. There was gore. There was body parts flying.
And a good circular story.
Yeah.
I'd have to go with a 2.9. That's as good as I can do.
I'm at a 4. I think I'm up there.
What?
I just don't want to see it. I don't want to see a sequel though. I want this to be it. This is it.
Yeah, it's not like it's totally open to a sequel or anything like that. No, oh boy, no way.
Well, what movie? What superhero movie nowadays, or what movie nowadays doesn't leave itself open for a trailer?
Well, the Fantastic Four, we didn't. Back in the old days, back when I was doing the original Fantastic Four. Yeah, what was we talking about? That was a long time ago. Back then we didn't worry about that. He's going to have another sequel or nothing. You know what? We had a film that wasn't ever going to be seen. We were happy with it.
That's right.
Wow, that was stupid.
But a lot of people have seen that movie.
A lot of people. You know what? I have a feeling to myself. I think that probably more people have seen that movie because it was never released than would have had it been released.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I one of the writers actually called me up the other day out of the blue. And you know, we kicked around old times, you know, just old times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talked about your ailments as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you know,
my bursitis is acting up. I remember that time we threw the safe through the wall, or I don't know.
That's right. Ooh, threw the safe through the wall. That reminds me of a story that I'm going to tell you in the past.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
In the past.
Talk about time travel.
Yeah, exactly. Only backwards, only different and backwards.
Time
travel.
Yeah.
That's didn't we just talk about? Wow.
Or maybe we have, or maybe we haven't. Who knows if it's in the future or in the past? I don't remember. At this point,
I'm getting old because I don't know. I don't know at all. So anyway, you're saying go see it. I'm saying
it. I think it's worth seeing.
I don't know why I rated it.
If you like horror,
2.9.
If you like horror, go see this. If you're expecting a superhero movie, probably don't see it.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't have the trappings of a superhero movie.
But I actually should have rated Godzilla a little bit lower and this higher.
Well, you know, here's the thing I'm going to say.
Because Godzilla was just an Avenger movie.
There was a sequence in a restaurant that was probably...
Oh, there was more than one that I thought was great.
Yeah, but I mean, that was a way up there standalone sequence.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
By all means, so, yeah. And other than that, you don't have no side stories other than that one that I just told three episodes ago, which nobody is going to understand.
You don't have any stories about restaurant scenes? I mean, come on. Pizza in a restaurant. Something.
I do.
Faces on the pizza. I don't know.
Well, that's true.
Maybe not.
About the time that I almost got shot in a restaurant.
I don't think you told me that one.
Really?
You told me the time you almost got shot in the building that was like an abandoned building, I think.
Right. That was the restaurant. That was the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I got arrested by our own cops and taken around the corner and taken to breakfast.
Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah, that's like, you know, I got that one.
Yeah.
You know.
Was there a restaurant in Quiet Cool or any of those badass movies that you worked on?
Well, I do remember. You know, it's funny. There was I talked to Clay Boris the other day. Clay Boris was the director of Quiet Cool.
Story time.
Story time. It's story time with Mick.
Story time with Mick.
Story time with Mick.
Story time with Mick. Story time with Mick. Story time with Mick.
Story time with Mick.
And he talked about how there was a restaurant that we all ate at all the time. This just little hole in the wall, and the crew wound up eating out there, you know, constantly. And there was a couple of great stories about things. There was a woman that Clay Boris was trying to hit on, and eventually he wound up hiring her as his assistant, and she had to one of her jobs was to go down and score
Some Coca-Cola?
No.
Something else.
Horsey.
Okay.
For one of the stars in the park in town, and it was yeah. So anyway, she went on to work in the business, but she worked in a restaurant, and the really funny thing is there was a day where we would like people would leave tips there like you wouldn't believe. You know, they got really comfortable with the everybody there, and I remember looking down at the table one time as we were leaving, and there was $100 that was left for a tip. I think there were 5 of us at the table, right? So that's a good tip. Like everybody just tossing down 20s and stuff, and it was Also, I remember that there was the restaurant that was across the street from it had a board that that people it had those letters on it, the
special of the day or whatever.
Special of the day, they were written in those letters that you press on in kind of a corrugated, looks like a corrugated, it's folded fabric, right? Yeah. And I remember that somebody went over there and replaced the word sausages, switched an N to make it Snausages.
Oh, okay.
Literally, he bought an N, right? He bought an N just to do that, or he stole it off of another sign somewhere, and he replaced the 2 of them and put Sausages. And I went back 5 years later. We went through that town, and just happened to go to the same restaurant, right? That restaurant next door to the one that we were at all the time, because it was more like one my wife would go to. It was a little highfalutin, and it still said Snausages.
Wow.
Sausages and eggs. Wow, that is
I'm not really sure what to think about that story. I had to think about it.
There's just nothing to that.
It's weird that I asked about that movie specifically because it turned into an interesting story about Snausages.
Snausages. But the thing is you know what a sausage is, right?
Well, I'm thinking of the dog treat.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. It's a sausage only for dogs. That they would leave that way for 5 years. I thought was amazing. And
I think my brother actually dared me to taste one of those ones, and I did.
Really? How were they?
Salty.
I'll bet, yeah. Most dog food is just really salty. Seems like that.
That wasn't the only time I ate dog food, but whatever. I figured whatever. It's just body parts, the chickens and stuff, whatever.
None of that bugs me. just I could. Some of the disgusting things I put in my mouth over the years.
By accident and on purpose.
Oh,
probably.
yeah. Boy, and on purpose,
Right. Yeah. Well, you have to experience life. There's no judgments.
Will it dissolve? Hey, I like that. Will it dissolve? Okay.
It's kind of like that will it float, the thing they do for kids,
will it float? Well, there's...
Will it dissolve is kind of a little bit wrong.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Will It Blend? Look it up sometime.
Will It Blend? No.
Will It Blend? Will It Blend is hilarious. It's a series of films by a maker of an incredible blender.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're done with this. Please. All right. I want to go home. I want to go home so bad. Okay.
Thanks for joining us on the Dream Warrior Review podcast. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, follow us, and, of course, like us. We can be found on Podbean, which is an amazing app, YouTube, Stitcher, Alexa on any pod, iTunes, Google Play. We're on Twitter as well, at DW Review, and, of course, Facebook. You can find us there. You can also email us at dreamwarriorreview@gmail.com.